to this special Wednesday live video and webinar on reselling and social media. And I think you guys are going to love what I have for you today. It's awesome. I can't wait to share everything. And I want to jump right into this video. I don't want to waste any time. So a big hello to everyone that stopped in. Looks like we have about 100 people. Oh, I'm sorry, about 50 people right now. I know I had about 100 who said they were on their way. So we'll give everyone just a second. I'm going to cover today a sample store review, which we had a user with 2,000 listings who was, excuse me, generous enough to allow us to go through his store live on this video. Also, we're going to show you all the fixes, all the things that he should be working on, things that you could be working on your store, and also things that you should do as a daily routine. So we're going to cover all of that. And then we're going to cover social media daily routines. I'm going to screen share from my iPad with my Instagram, and I'm going to show you guys some of the things you can do daily to grow a following. Excuse me. And then I'm going to show you what a sample call with me would look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started now that a lot of you have jumped in here and see what a sample store review looks like and how you can go through your own store, or if you prefer to have me go through it or somebody else, then by all means. Okay, so Joe is Soaring_Eagle1230. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you his store. And I want you to pay attention and try to see if you can see some of the mistakes and also see if some of the suggestions that I offer make sense to you. So let's go ahead and share my screen, which is Joe's store. Again, this is Soaring Eagle 1230. So you're going to see his store here in full screen glory, I guess you could call it. So this is the first part of the webinar. And the first thing I noticed about Joe's store is that he has 2,093 listings, right? Almost 2,100 active listings. So Joe's done a really good job of listing items. Now, I'm not sure how long it took him to grow to this size, but I would imagine a little while, right? Okay, now if we look on his left side, we see that Joe has music and DVDs and toys and hobby and collectibles and video games. Doesn't look like he does too much clothing, which is great normally, right? The first thing I'm going to do when I go through any store, and what you should do with your store, is take the number of items you have active and then come over and look at your solds. Now, this sold defaults to 90 days, right? So Joe has 2,100 listings, and in 90 days, he has sold 252 listings. And if we take 252 divided by 90, he is only selling 2.8 items per day, less than 3 items per day. Does everybody see that? Everybody see how I got that? Everybody understand that? Everybody realize? Now, what do you guys right off the top of your head think about Joe's sell-through rate on 252, less than 3 a day, with almost 2,100 active listings? Well, if he was selling 1% a day, he'd be selling 21 items a day. If he was selling 0.5% a day, he'd be selling about 10.5 items a day. Instead, he's selling 2, which is such a small percentage. Such a small percentage, I can't even figure it out. I think it's like 1/100%. Let's just do that. 2.8 sales per day over 2,093 total listings is 0.001% per day. Does everybody see how I got that? Seems really, really low. It is really, really low, especially considering he doesn't sell clothing. Clothing typically longer tail, not slow, but slower-ish. Electronics should be faster. He's not selling anything. He's struggling. So let me show you guys why he's struggling. So now that I know he's really low sell-through rate and that he should absolutely be selling more items, I'll scroll down his solds. Look at all of his solds. Not only is he not selling a lot, look at his sale prices. Almost none of them are over $10, with the exception of a few. Now, you guys can see some days he sells 3 or 4, and then some days he sells like 1 or 2. He has been getting better. So his average sell-through rate should go up to about 3 to 4 a day pretty soon. So he is doing a little better. Not much, but a little bit better, but still very low. So I clicked on his music category, right? Music. He has 682 listings. So out of 2,100 listings, you're talking about what, 30%, 35%? Somebody do the math there. 682 over 2,093. He's got 32.5% of his listings. A third of his store is in the music category, cassette, CDs, and records, right? 682. And so we have all of those, right? Now look at his solds on that. He has sold 75 items out of 682, which means he listed about 757 and only sold 75 of them in 90 days. Less than 1 per day with 682 listings. So let me come back to my face real quick. Let me just come back to me real quick. What do you guys see when you see somebody has a category of 682 listings and sells less than 1 per day? Less than 1 per day. All you see is the Powder Puff Girls? Wait. Oh, you guys didn't see the sold screen. I'm sorry. It's only showing you one. My fault. Sorry. I'll stop the screen share. Let me add a new screen share. Let me show you guys. Chrome tab. Okay. Now can you guys see the screen? Can everyone see the screen now? That is sorry. Is it fixed? Are we fixed? Are we back on? Are we back on now? Can everybody see the screen now? Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back. So really quick, sorry about that. I'll fix this. Okay, so Joe has 2,100 listings active, right? We see the 2,100. We see his categories to the left. And then we come over to his solds, and he has 252 listings sold. 252 listings sold. Okay. So everyone can see the 252 now. Everyone can see 252. Okay, perfect. All right. So out of 2,100 listings, he has 252 listings sold, which is going to change screens for you just a second. Okay. Now we can see that all of his prices, I'm going to scroll down again, all of his prices, with the exception of a couple of items, are really, really cheap. They're all under $10, right? They're all under $10. Okay. So then I came over to one category of his store, which happened to be music, which is cassette, CDs, records. That's what he has in his store. He has 682. And if I look at it, just his solds on music, it's only 75. All cheap items as well. All those expensive items disappear with the exception of a couple. He's got less than 1 per day selling. Out of all of his stuff, less than 1 per day in the music category of 682 actually sell. How do I get to the solds? Solds are just on the left-hand side of the screen right here, and you just click sold listings. You can see solds for the entire store, or if you select a category first, like music, like I did here, then you can select solds and see the category solds for that, right? Okay. Plus shipping. Right, he is charging shipping on some of his items. Some are free shipping, but regardless, it's still cheap. He's still selling cheap items. But my point is the sell-through rate. He has only sold less than 1 per day with a store full of music that has almost 700 listings. Almost 700 listings. So what does that tell you about the music category? These items that he's selling in the music category with all of these cheap prices, 700 listings, less than one per day. What do you guys immediately think of his music category? What does that tell you about what he is doing and about how he is doing it? Tell me, somebody in the chat, tell me what conclusions you draw from this. Tell me the conclusions. Not a good flip, Vicky says. Peter, no, he doesn't have the out-of-stock option turned on. I already confirmed that because I did think that on the top, off of the top of my head. People are not buying cassette tapes, right? Okay, not a good flip. What else you got? Melissa, great comment. Yeah, nobody buying cassette tapes, and Vicky saying not a good flip. That's exactly right. Philip says he's doing plus shipping, which is true on some of them. Some of them he even has free shipping. I don't think any of these do. Oh yeah, some of them do actually. The ones with lots, like lot of 3, stuff like that. Yeah, they do have free shipping. He's not selling what people are looking for. Cassette decks are hard to come by these days. They're making a comeback. Okay, no demand, listing fees costing way too much. Yeah, so here's the thing. 682 listings. Forget about how much time it took him to list that. Even though these are easy to list, that tells you that the sell-through rate for cassettes and records is very, very, very low. This is not an item you want to try to get. Now, I'm assuming that Joe's into these for pennies. I hope he's into them for pennies. And that's fine. If you have the ability to list all of this stuff, store this stuff, you know, if you have an employee and you need inventory and you're able to pay pennies for it and you're just taking all profit, that's great. But again, it's a lot of work and a lot of time to sell 75 items in 3 months. Let's assume this is a third of his store. Let's assume those 75 items averaged $10 a piece, because it looks like with shipping and all, that's probably about what he's averaging. $750 in sales in 3 months. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he did $1,000 in sales on cassettes in 3 months, right? And we know that after the shipping and the fees, he's going to lose 30 or 40% of that. So he's going to be left with about $600, assuming he has almost no cost of goods in it. That $600 divided by 3 months means he made $200 a month profit off of a third of his store. Does everybody see how I got that? Condition music is a congested, drop the music category, right? Yeah, so my point is, it's not that these items won't sell. The point that I make on you guys, and let me jump back to add me to the stream here again. Let me jump back over here. The point that I'm making here is that Joe is spending a ton of time, a third of his store. 2,000 listings sounds fantastic until you realize that a third of his store only made him $200 a month profit. Maybe. How much time did he putting up those 700 listings to only make $200 a month profit if he's lucky, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. Let's go back over to the store. Let me show you something else that's going to blow your mind a little bit too. Let me show you this. Let me find a good thing. Here we go. Okay, let me show you guys his DVD category, right? DVDs and movies. He has 539 listings. He's only sold 33 DVDs or cassettes in 90 days. That's only 2 a week, less than 1 every 3 days, right? So now when we look at Joe's store, 539 active, 689, 1,200 and what? 1,200 and 1,230, 1,220, 1,220 listings, over half of his store. And he's only sold 100 in 2 months. 100 listings, 33 and 75. 108 listings have sold in 3 months in over a half of his store. 55% of his store has equated to only 108 items sold in 3 months. Barely more than one a day. So now we all see, hopefully we see that this is not the way to run a store. This is the reason your store is slow, Joe. I think he's watching right now. If you are, Joe, go ahead and put it in there. The sell-through rate on DVDs, music, things like that are not the way to go. The only way to make money off of items like these is if you have like 10,000 listings, 15,000 listings. Let's do the math. He's got 11 or 1,200 listings that are music and CDs. Let's say he didn't have anything else. And we know that he's selling about 108 items in 90 days. So 35 items a month on those, right? He's selling about one a day, a little more than one a day. So 35 items. If he's making $5 profit an item, and he's making himself, what, $150 a month, $200, $300 a month. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he's making $300 a month off the DVDs and music. With over 1,200 listings, 11 or 1,200 listings, how much would he need to make 3,000? Well, he'd need 10 times those listings. He'd have to have 10,000 music and DVD CDs. Who wants to do that, right? Who wants to do that? Joseph is watching. I thought he was. He's not selling. Joe, these are great items to sell when you've got pennies in them and to mix your store. You know, look, you've got some items that sold for, let me scroll down here. You had some that sold, you know, these VHS lot of 8, though, only sold for $17. This Rescue here is DVD that sold for $16 plus 2. You got $19. Hey, that's not bad. You sold it for $19. This Star Wars Betamax with cereal, you sold for $85 plus 8. You sold this for $93. Let me put it up here. Let me put it up on the screen. He sold this Betamax Star Wars for $93. That's fantastic. But you sold cheaper by the dozen for $4.99 free shipping. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. If this is what you want to do, I'm never going to tell somebody to change what they're doing. I was never going to change somebody to change their business model. Never suggest that. This is going to require you to make like 10,000 listings. And I want to ask Joe publicly if he cares to share. How much are your 30-day sales totals and your 90-day sales totals? Do you know those? Do you know your 30 and 90-day sales totals? Right? Thousands of listings is a lot of work. You got to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so that is all 50% of his store, right? Let's go back. I'm going to put my face in here so you guys can see. Let's go back to his main store. Let's go ahead and close out his music and his DVDs because we already know that number. And let's go to Toys and Hobby. Let's open up Toys and Hobbies. Okay. All right. He's got about 300 listings of toys and hobbies, and he's got all kinds of different ones. He's got board games. He's got a lot of board games, it looks like. Some other little collectible games. So he's got 300, not even 300 of these. Now let's go down to the left and click solds on just his toys and hobbies. Let's check out his toy and hobby solds. Oops. So look there. So now do we see, hopefully you guys can see this. Let me make it full screen for you. Okay, toys and hobby. Okay, Joe just sent me his 90-day total, and I was pretty much right. He has sold $5,237 in 90 days. $5,230 in 90 days means, $5,230 divided by 90 is $58 a day. He's selling about $1,740 a month. And if you're operating at 50%, he's making about $700-800. So but we just did about half his store, and I said $300 on half his store. So it's a little higher. It's about $350, but he's actually doing more of that money from this other stuff. So here's his toys and hobby, $291, and he did 56 items sold. 56 more than the DVDs, and he's only got half the amount of listings, almost double the DVDs. And then he's got about a third of the amount of music that he has, and he almost came up to the amount of sales with that. Almost had the same amount of sales. A little bit less, but do you see how the toy and hobby category only required 291 listings to sell 56 items? Does everybody see that? Everybody see how that works? I can get a lot of 1,000 cassettes for $200. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting them for what, 20 cents a piece, that's fine. So the sell-through rate on toys and hobby, 56 sold with only 291 listings, right? And that's still not great. That's less than one a day with almost 300 listings. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's not terrible, and it would be something that he could work on. And I'm going to show you, Joe, how without any more work, you can increase your sales. So I'm showing you guys sell-through rates. So let's go to one more category, and then we'll move on, and I'm going to tell Joe how to fix this, how you can fix it. Let's go to his collectibles, and let's look at his video games. So collectibles, Joe has 172 listings. 172 listings on collectibles. Let's go to his solds. And 25 solds. Again, much better sell-through rate. Only 125 listings to do 25 solds in the collectibles category, which means if he had 3 times this many, 375, he would have had 75 sales, and he would have been at or above the DVD and music categories on all the above. So collectibles, good. His video games, 149 listings active and 26 sold. More sold on his video games. And Joe just sent me a message. Don't be embarrassed, Joe. I'm showing you how to fix this. Look at your sell-through rate on video games. Look how much better it is than DVDs and music. Those items sell. I mean, obviously, you sold 108 items from that category. There are people buying it, but you are not selling it fast enough. It's just not moving fast enough. Better sell-through rates, much better. Bundling may be in your future as well, Joe. Okay, so now we know where the problems are. Let's go ahead through the actives and let me show you a couple more things, and then I want to wrap up the store review. Okay. All right, so how are we going to move this stuff out? Well, one of my viewers just suggested it. Bundle things. Definitely bundle things. If they're $4, $4.99, $5.09, bundle some stuff together that's similar. If you don't have anything similar, you know, you could even consider some auctions, using some free auctions so you don't use up all of your buy it nows and get paid for the insertion fees. Because you're paying on insertion fees. I would imagine you're either overpaying for an anchor store or you're paying, 1,100 insertion fees, which is $110 in fees. So definitely take advantage of some of those auctions, take advantage of bundling, things like that. So the other thing I noticed is, Joe, you do not have free returns on everything, but you do have them on some things. So I open up one of your listings here and I scroll down, and you've chosen free returns, and you have some volume discounting, which is great. You have a really long disclaimer. Does everyone see this disclaimer that Joe's got going on here? Really long disclaimer. Item colors, items sold brand new and sealed with their packaging. Do my best to describe. Any questions, your feedback, extra. Look, Joe, this is a really, really long, wordy, unnecessary description box. You don't need this entire disclaimer, okay? Returns only accepted for items. Buyer must contact me within 14 days. That's not true. You're always taking a risk buying used electronic. None of this matters. You got to get rid of all this mumbo jumbo. It's all got to go. This may turn off some of your buyers. I'm not going to lie. All this has to go. You don't need 4 paragraphs of things. You could put the description, put the volume, and put like a short little, 1 or 2 thing. You don't need all of this. It's not necessary. No, you can't do a variable listing for VHSs and cassettes. Variable listings have to be the exact same except color, size, all that kind of good stuff. So does everybody see why Joe's description is very, very unnecessary, right? On a mobile device, this is going to take forever to scroll down. No one's going to read all this. No one's going to care. Some people are going to click right off because of all of this stuff, right? Everybody see this. That would scare me away. eBay has their own rules anyways. Right. This is all unnecessary, ridiculous. You don't need any of this. Like, none of this is necessary. Okay. None of this. None of it. None of it. None of it. So Joe, you got to shrink this up. You got to make this short. I'm not saying go back and edit everything you have. I am telling you to do that, but I know it takes a lot of time. So definitely going forward, you need to cut this crap out. It's crap. It's got to go. I know it's copy and pasted, but it's got to go. Okay, so that is a description that has to think. But what does everyone notice? I just mentioned Joe has free returns, free 30-day returns on this item. But what do you notice he doesn't have? Does anyone recognize? He doesn't have free returns on everything, which if you're going to do free returns on one thing, You might as well do free returns on everything similar to it. If you've got heavy items, that's fine not to do it. But these are cassettes. If you're going to do free returns here, why wouldn't you do it here? You might as well do it. But what is he missing? What does everyone see that he is missing on his free return listings? What is everyone missing? Yeah, bullet points are great for descriptions. What does everyone see that Joe's missing on his free return items? Let's see if anybody can guess it pretty quick. He's got free returns, but he's missing something else. Missing. Put it in the chat. Let's see. Let's see who gets it. Quicker flipper, picker upper. I love it. Welcome in. If you joined us late, thank you for joining. Make sure you do rewatch the beginning of this. No, free shipping is on. He's got free shipping on some, free ship not on the other, but there's something he's missing. If he's got free returns, not free shipping. Not free shipping, guys. So let me tell you what immediately sticks out to me. Anybody who's taken the time to put free returns and has a store of this size should have one-day handling. And if they have one-day handling, they would have top-rated plus, right? Why doesn't Joe have top-rated plus? Well, it means one of two things. Either A, he doesn't have free one-day handling or same-day handling. He doesn't have that. Or two, he has too many defects. So, Joe, I'm going to ask you, do you have one-day handling? Or do you have too many defects that are stopping you from having top-rated seller plus? He's obviously hit the 100 sales. He's selling $1,000. He's done everything that he has. He has free returns. So why don't you have top-rated plus, Joe? If you don't have one-day handling, why not? That could be hurting you. If you have too many defects, that's definitely hurting you. There's no doubt in my mind. So what is it that you are missing? Best offer? No, none of the above. It's top-rated plus, guys. He's missing one-day handling, or he's got too many defects because he's obviously above the minimum threshold for top-rated plus. So what's he missing? No, we have a defect rate of 0.7. There you go. So now I've dug. Do you guys see how I dug into that? Joe has a defect rate of 0.7. That means he's shipping things late. Defects are things like late shipments, not getting your tracking uploaded, not responding to cases, things like that. Joe, what are the defects for? Why are you getting so many defects? What are you doing wrong? Because let me tell you guys something. If you don't know this, if your defects are that high and it's keeping you from top rated, and it's especially if it's late shipments or tracking uploads, it means eBay is putting you down in the search. Absolutely, positively a fact. We had an international order said an item was incomplete. Look, one defect is not going to bring you down that much, Joe. I have a defect on my account right now, and it doesn't come anywhere close to 0.7. Now, I do sell a decent amount, but not a ton. Not on that account. So he's bad at customer service. It could be customer service. It could be tracking and shipping uploads. I would imagine if Joe shows me his seller metrics, a damaged item we canceled. So he's got defects, and that's keeping him from top rated. And eBay is punishing him because of this. They're putting you down in the search. So you're going to click on your feedback, and then you're going to click on the seller dashboard, and over to the right, it's going to show you. So he has 4 defects out of 257. 4 defects. I have 1 out of like 500. You have got to stop. You've got to stop getting defects. Stop canceling items. Stop shipping things late. Stop not getting items out on time. Stop all of this. This will hurt your sales tremendously. Defects will kill your store. Whatever you have to do to not get a defect, you have to do it. Whatever it takes, you got to stop. 4 on 257 will do it. Yeah, I mean, it's too many. It's too many, and eBay is punishing Joe because of it. There is absolutely no question in my mind. Okay, so that is another problem. Now, there's nothing he can do to fix it at this point because he's already got the defect. He's got to just wait it out until he can get those defects to fall off. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it works. There's no. Yep, Melissa, it took a year. Yeah, those metrics stay on there for a while. Okay, so some good things that I see. Joe is running best offers. He does run a 15% off sale, so that's fantastic. He is charging shipping on a lot. I think for these small items, sometimes it's okay to charge shipping. If they're just sitting and sitting, instead of 1104 plus 280, he could just do like 12.99 or 13.99 shipping. 13.99 free shipping. He could do something like that. I would think that that would be good. The combined shipping might scare some people off. If it was me, I'm going to add $3 to every single item or $2.99 to every item and do free shipping. I think that would cause a lot more items to go out the door. Also, Joe, do you have promoted listings? Now, I don't think you need promoted listings too much, but you are in a saturated set of items. So it may help you even at 1% to put some promoted listings on. I don't know if you do. Joe has one coming off. That's good. So the 3 out of 25, 227 should help your metrics a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to get you back up to top rated seller yet. So every item is promoted. Good. So promoted items, good. So I think some free shipping might be helpful. Maybe run, instead of 15% off, run 16%. I know that sounds odd, but sometimes those odd sales will work. Mix up the sales, run them for 2 or 3 days at a time. Let's see how long his sale is running for. Sale ends in 17 hours. So that's great. That gives me a sense of urgency. Like if I want this sale price, I need to buy it in 17 hours. Okay. That's a great thing that he's got. So this is all things. So we've just identified the 3 biggest things that he's done wrong. One is he's selling in categories that are just not very in demand. 2, he's got defects that are dragging him down like crazy. And 3, it's in my opinion that he should do some more free shipping. If I sort his stuff by free shipping, then let's see, free shipping. He's got only 279 items free out of 2,100. 10% of his store is free shipping, and the rest is not. So I would recommend a lot more of those free shipping. Is promoted. I do them every 48 hours. Promoted listings you can leave on for longer than 48. The promotions, the sale, the 15% off sale, I do every 48 to 3 or 4 days. So there you go. So that is kind of a little look at what I do on a store review and how to go through your store and figure out what is causing you problems. Obviously, the next step would be to check his prices. Well, we see he's got a lot of cheap prices, so I don't think pricing is a huge issue for Joe. It may be in your store if you're looking through your store, okay? It may be. But for him, I don't think the price is too much of an issue. I think it's the items he's selling, the defects killing him, the wordy description boxes, and the lack of free shipping on very lightweight items that a lot of people recommend. So every item is promoted. Good. All right. So with that said, now that we've done Joe's store review, obviously part of my 2020 bundle is store reviews. If you want me to go through your store, spend the time looking through everything, emailing you back, letting you know what to do, it is part of that bundle and you can grab it. So that's below. All right. So in the first 90 days, I remember times I had to wait like twice between paychecks to ship the item because my money was on hold. I explained this to the customer and they were very understanding. Yeah, you know what? Customers are understanding, but eBay's system is not understanding. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to come back up to me now. Now that we've talked about a store review, that's just one part of like what I do and what you should be doing to your own store. Checking these prices, checking the items, checking the sell-through rates. Make sure your titles aren't messed up. Make sure you have proper, appropriate titles to begin with. Make sure you have good descriptions. There's a ton of things that you should be going to look at to fix what's wrong with your store. If Joe didn't have those defects and they came off and he ran some more free shipping and he edited those description boxes, I bet his sales would go up without listing another item. Guaranteed. Okay. So the sample, coaching call, if Joe was to get me to do a store review, that's what I would have gave him the information on. If he wanted to sit down and go one-on-one with me, I'm going to talk about a complete plan of action as far as bulk editing those description boxes, creating a new description that fits for all of his media and his sales, creating like a buy 2, get 1 free, buy 3, get 1 free to try to volume price that stuff out, coming up with more items that he should be selling that are better toys, collectibles, and video games as opposed to media, right? looking at other people's solds to see how they're selling them, running a different percentage of a sale and mixing it up, maybe moving the promoted listings, 100 things we can sit down and talk about and then come up with this plan of action. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about, the second set of this webinar, is social media and how Joe or any of you guys can use social media to move more of your inventory from what you have over to social media as like a cross post. It's still going to be on eBay, but you're going to put it out to other people and they're going to start funneling and trafficking into your stores and hopefully encouraging more of those sales also. Okay. So before I go, I'll be remiss, if you're new here and you haven't picked up the 2020 package, it does have, beginning accounting and social media and eBay and Amazon and Posh. And I go through all of this stuff and it's amazing and it's available below. It's always available. Also, I wanted to let you guys know about something coming on March 31st. That's in just 1, 2, 3 weeks from yesterday / midnight last night yesterday. On the 31st, I have sat down and absolutely poured every ounce of my social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My 2020 package has a beginning how-to on social media, but I have created the absolute top, what I believe, social media growing, making money, and building a following course that it will exist for a long time to come. Those of you that are serious and actually want to make money the way I do. Look, I have over 101,000 YouTube followers, 112,000 Facebook, 27,000 on Instagram, whatever it is at this point in time. And all of these platforms make over $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year. I'm sorry, not a month, $100,000 a year through just my social media accounts, only social media on top of what I do in the reselling world. Okay. So that's what they do. And on the 31st, it's different than the 2020. This is absolutely poured into 50 videos, guides, sheets, routines, everything that I do. I'm going to guarantee everyone that goes through it is going to build a following that is going to make them hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month using these other platforms. And I'm going to show you a little sample of it right now. We're going to go on my Instagram and I'm going to show you exactly what I do every day. So it is a pre-order. It's available. It's going to be out on the 31st at midnight, March 31st, midnight into April 1st, not an April Fool's, but the 31st into the 1st at 11:59, 59 and 59 seconds. It will officially release. You can pre-order it below for $19. And it's going to change your social media life. You will be able to have an entire different set of your business using Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email marketing, TikTok if you want, all of these things that all of us use. And so I want to show you guys a little sample of my social media, my Instagram right now. I'm going to screen share it, and this will give you guys a little jump start on what you want. Please do think about pre-ordering for March 31st, and it'll be in your inbox instantly at midnight that day. So okay, with that said, let's show Joe and all of you guys how to move some of this inventory from your social media over, or from your reselling platforms to your social media, and get some more customers coming into your store. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn on my screen share for my iPad, screen mirroring. I'll show you how to do this screen mirroring too. I'll show you how to do all of these videos and these sharing and everything that I do on a pretty daily basis. Let me go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to choose the application window, share. And okay, so you guys can see, let me know, give me a heads up. Can you guys see my iPad screen, my Instagram up on the screen? Can you guys see that? Make sure everyone can see it. Yeah, Joe, we can set you up for that. We will set you up for that. Everyone, let me know if you can see the Instagram. I'm going to move it a little bit so you guys can see stuff. I'm going to click something so something pops up so you can see it. You guys should be able to see everything going. Oh, look, there's our friend right there. Okay, so we all know who that was. So just make sure you guys can see that screen. Everyone saw it change screens, right? Yes? Okay, perfect. All right, let's jump over here. So let me show you my Instagram. This is my personal Instagram, 2,470 posts, 26.5 thousand followers. I follow a little over 900. And yeah, so it has a little profile. And I just put up the $3 million reseller because essentially I have sold estimated on eBay and Amazon in just the last few years, over $3 million in merchandise, not counting social media or any of the other stuff, just $3 million in merchandise just on the e-com platforms. And those aren't even like my old school cell phone reselling days. So it's probably north of 5 or 6 million. eBay, Amazon, and social media coach. That's what I do. I teach you guys eBay, Amazon, and social media. Over 100,000 on YouTube, and then social media influencer. And I'm from Tampa, if you didn't know. And then it has a link tree to my links. When I click on that, you can choose my social media training that I just told you about. You can get a store review. You can buy any of my products, right? Or you can visit my YouTube channel if you want. You can click on the YouTube link and it'll take you right to my YouTube. You can go to my Amazon influencer page if you need any kind of equipment or supplies, right? So you can visit all this stuff. You can visit my website, my Twitter, my eBay store. You can visit my Posh Closet. You can join my Facebook group right there. You have to be logged in, of course. But yeah, so any of that stuff right there from my profile. Now, come down here and you can see everything that I post. All of my posts, my videos, all kinds of clips, screenshots, sample clips, shows when I got 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You can see everything that I post on there. Okay. Now, daily, what kind of stuff should you be posting? Well, you can look at mine, but I do videos and whatnot, so it may not be the best thing to get content off of. What you can do is go to hashtag search eBay seller, right? Or Amazon seller, or eBay, or Amazon, or anything that you want to search for. And you can scroll down and you can see what other people are posting, right? You can see people are posting pictures of their packages going out the door, right? You can see, again, pictures of people sending out packages. You can like these. You can check all their posts out. Now, what you should be doing every single day is you should be coming to these most popular hashtags, eBay seller. You could do just a search for Amazon seller. Here's another one, right? And you can scroll down this. You can see somebody here who's selling on Amazon, shipping packages. You could check them out. So what you need to do, let's just do a search for the hashtag eBay period, right? And you can scroll down all these people with packages. You can see how popular the package pictures are, right? Look, here's a picture of all kinds of shirts. What you need to do is open these up. You need to click on them and you need to like their post and comment some good quality comment. This girl actually lives down the road from me. I follow her. Comment on things like this one. So since I know where she is, it's Clearwater, Florida. I love that Clearwater view. Boom. If you sit and comment on some of these top posts every single day and comment on their, package pictures or their merchandise or their goodwill, you can click on all this stuff. You can click on anything and everything that you see. You can leave comments. And if you do this on 10 posts for that tag, and you could do tags like eBay reseller. That's another one. You could do Amazon seller, Amazon reseller, eBay listings. You could do any amount of these tags. You could do, self-employed. You could do self-employed. Let's see if it comes up. Self-employed, 1.5 million posts. You could scroll down these and find some that are cool. Follow people, like their posts. Look, here's another one. This is somebody who's selling on Poshmark, right? So you could follow all of these and you will get more followers, people that are going to come over to yours. They're going to check you out. Look, see, every single day I sit and do this, and then people are going to find you and they're going to like, follow, and comment your stuff. Now it has to be genuine, right? Let me come back over here and just click on me real quick. When you're going through this social media stuff, when you're posting content, posting a picture every day or twice a day or whatever it is, when you are responding to people, it has to be genuine. It has to be actual real content that people are going to want to see, stuff that people actually want to read, not just, hey, thanks, hey, this, hey, that, whatever. It has to be real and genuine. You have to actually click on stuff that you like that are part of your niche, and you will start building that following up. If you make it a habit to spend 30 minutes every day following these hashtags, liking these people's posts, commenting, following them, responding, retweeting, screenshotting. The second thing you're going to do is that you're going to go through and you are going to create stories. So let me come back over here to the share screen real quick. So this is our friends over at Flippin' Hippos, and they had 10 packages go out today, and they actually took a picture of their packages, and in the back you can see Star's YouTube setup. She's got her camera and her microphone and everything there, and there it is. Hey, Jenny Girls Closet. I saw that Oreo. Yeah, so did I. So you can see that she's posted pictures. So what I would do is I'm going to take a picture of screenshot of her picture. So you guys see that? And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to create a story. I'm going to swipe up. I'm going to choose her picture. I can shrink it up. And then I can write, love seeing sales go out, and that YouTube setup. So do you guys see how I made it genuine and relevant? And I can put at Flippin' Hippos. So I tag her, make it purple, choose it, shrink it up a little bit, drag it up here. Boom. Now I've tagged Star in this. She's going to see it. Make it a little bigger. And I've put her picture up. And now I've added it to my stories. And now if you watch my stories, there it is. She's now tagged in my stories. See? And it's that simple. It's that easy. And that's all you really need. There you go. It is Star indeed. So this is a routine on Instagram, which I believe is the best platform to build. Post pictures, screenshot other people's stuff, collaborate, learn to network. Instagram is a big, major networking app, website, platform, whatever you want to call it. It's networking. It's getting to know people back and forth. And then once you build up a good following, a solid following, you can have your eBay store linked in your profile the whole time, your Poshmark, your Amazon, whatever. You can start saying, I have a wonderful collection of vintage t-shirts. Please go follow. Please go check out my store. There might be something you want in there. And people are going to go. When you have thousands and thousands of followers, you are going to get people that go over and look at your store. And so that's pretty much as simple as Instagram is. I mean, it's really that much of a sample of me showing you what to do every day. And that's all you have to do every day. Now, you can, if you didn't notice, let me share it again with you guys. You can post a picture. Let's say I was posting this picture, right? As a regular picture. When I click next, now you can edit it. You can make it look all whatever, black and white. Just leave it normal. Do you see how down at the bottom it has Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr? I don't use Tumblr, but I linked it to my Facebook business page and my Twitter. So you see how I turn those on? Right? I also have a video game channel in case you're interested on YouTube. Go Star Gaming. Don't follow it. No, you can follow it. But yeah, so do you see how I turn those on and off? I can automatically send whatever I post to Facebook and Twitter. All you have to do is click it, and the first time you click it, it will ask you to log into it, right? And then you write your little caption, you add your hashtags, and now when I post it, I'll automatically get comment, add location Tampa. I can tag people, so this would be tagging Flipping Hippos, right? Tag people. Tag Flipping Hippos. See that? Now they're tagged, and I write my caption, and I post it, and it's going to go out instantly to Facebook and Twitter on top of my normal Instagram post. Now I'm going to go ahead and discard this because I'm not going to post this right now because I just put them in my stories. But there you go. That would have been Star. And we have all kinds of people that I follow, people that I know, people that I don't know. The Rock. I like The Rock. I think he's cool. I think he's a great businessman, etc. Okay, so that is Instagram 101, really. Now, there's a ton of advanced tips and tricks. There's a ton of things that you should be doing every day on Instagram to grow your followers even bigger. There's things you should be doing to get email lists, to get email customers. There's things you should be doing to get the Twitter and Facebook business pages building. There's things you can incorporate with a YouTube channel if you decide to make a YouTube channel or podcast. There's 100 other things to do every day as part of a routine that will grow that social media following. Whatever you sell on eBay and Amazon will also sell on social media as long as you get the following. Remember, if all Kylie Jenner had was an eBay Amazon store and she sells $1 million, she goes over to her Instagram and posts it up, she sells $10 million, all because of a following. Look, if you look at my post or at my page right now, The Rock is telling us about Teremana tequila, right? I'm proud to say we took our time, years to develop it. Let me get off of it and come back. Look, this is The Rock advertising his tequila in a video. He came out with a tequila, right? And because The Rock has $174 million, $174 million, or $1 million, 174 million followers, that tequila is reaching all those people. People are going to want that tequila. They want to know where to get it. They want to know what it is. And boom, there's The Rock selling tequila. You get yourself 20, 30, 40,000 followers that are all interested in vintage clothing and shoes and all this stuff, and you start putting up your eBay store, it's only natural they're going to buy stuff. Go look at your eBay store. How many clicks a month are you getting? 10, 15, 20,000, 30,000 clicks a month? What if you were getting 20, 30,000 clicks a day from your social media following? How many more items would you sell? It's super, super important, and it's a dire necessity that you're on social media in 2020. If you're not, if you're slacking, you've really got to get to it. I'm going to create cheat sheets, and I'm also going to create a daily routine and accountability sheet for social media that we use in our reseller group. That's awesome, by the way, when you join the 2020. And I'm going to put that in with the March 31st release that you can pre-order down below. And that is going to make a difference for you. I promise you, keeping you on track to really stick with social media and really make the most of everything that you do on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I know it sounds cliche that you have to be on social media, but trust me, you do. Let me tell you something. There's a reason that there are 16-year-olds driving Lamborghinis and 21-year-old girls showing off clothes and selling vintage, and affiliates who are living, I just saw one the other day who's like 23 who just bought a $600,000 house. I couldn't imagine at 23 years old buying a $600,000 house. Buying a $600,000 house right now is a lot of money and it's expensive. And yeah, I could pull it off, but man, it's a big chunk of change. So that's pretty much it. But then they will be too drunk to follow for the rest of the day. Yeah, I can't wait to get a bottle of The Rock's tequila, though. I am excited about it when it comes up. So social media, there's a reason these people have this money. There's a reason they're so successful, and that's because social media is where it's at. No matter what you sell, whether it's eBay, Amazon, Posh, clothing, electronics, even those cassettes and records, people might be able to find them through social media, and that's why it's so important to make it a crucial part of your life. And that's why on March 31st, I'm proud. I'm so proud of what I put together and the work I put into it. It's just about done. So I went ahead and opened the pre-order. I've got a few more edits to make to it, a few sheets to add to it. And on midnight on the 31st, 11:59 p.m., right before it turns April 1st, it's going to drop into your email box and you are going to change your outlook. I'm going to show you every dollar I make on every platform, every post, every video, every strategy, every tactic, everything I do every single day that brings in over $100,000 in social media income every year. So I've showed it to you guys, the money, and now I'm going to show you how it brings in that money. So make sure you don't miss out on that pre-order. Okay, let me take some questions. We're coming up on just about an hour. I wanted to keep this under an hour. We're about 54 minutes. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat. If you're watching this later as a replay, not on Wednesday or later tonight, Wednesday, please leave comments and questions in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them anytime. So please feel free to ask those questions right now, and then I'll answer some, and we'll jump onto it. Baron Von Deals is the one that asked about tequila. Yeah, if people drink The Rock's tequila, they may be too drunk to use their social media later. So sweet deal. Yeah, Baron. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hopefully you guys learned from this. Vicky wants to know how you decide what to sell on Amazon versus eBay. Typically, it's price, Vicky. If Amazon is higher, I'll sell it on Amazon. If eBay is higher, I'll sell it on eBay. Also, if the item is gated, restricted, I can't sell it, like used clothes, used ties. Those are eBay only because you can't put them on Amazon. So obviously, that would stop me from going to Amazon. So it's usually what can I sell if I'm allowed to, and then what the price is. How do you see how many clicks your eBay store gets? So that's really, really easy. You're just going to go over to my eBay. I don't know if you're on your eBay right now, but you're going to go to my eBay. I don't know if I can do it on the app. Let me see if I can do it on the app. If not, I'll bring it up on the website. But you're going to go to my eBay, and then you're going to go down to, yeah, it's not really on the app. Give me just a second. I'll bring it up for you. Hang on. Give me just a second. I'll share it for you. At the top of my eBay is a tab called performance and traffic. Okay, so yeah, StreamYard. I need to share my screen. Application window, Chrome tab. So give me a second. Okay, so you're going to go to performance and tabs. This is of course, our small store. This is our newer baby store that we have. This isn't my main store. But you're going to go to performance and you're going to click traffic. So up at the top, you're going to click performance and traffic. I don't know if you just performance and traffic right here. I don't know if you guys saw that, performance and traffic. Are my comments time and date stamped from my time zone on Instagram? Baron, yeah, I think they are actually. Anyways, Velma Michelle, click on traffic and then scroll down and you can see exactly how many clicks, likes, page views, quantity sold. You can see every single item. Again, this store has about 900 to 1,000 listings. It sells about 12 to 1,500 a month. Some months 2,000. You know, the other store is the $5,000 or $6,000 store. It's 5,800 right now. But you can see every single item and how many impressions, clicks, and whatnot you get. So that's where you'll find it. No, Philip, you can re-watch this anytime. You can scroll back and re-watch this. What rate do I recommend for promotions? You mean promotions like your markdown manager sale? Promotions is the sale, like 10%, 15% off. Promoted listings is the promoted advertising listings. I do 1.5% to 2.5% for promoted listings. I do 15 to 20% for my promotions as a markdown on a sale. If you already have the 2020 package, a store review is included. You just need to email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, with a link to an active item in your store, and I'll take care of the review for you tonight or tomorrow. Are you still going to go over the coaching call? Yes. So Vicky, coaching calls, and I'm glad you brought this up, and I just did it. So the first thing we'll do is go over your store top to bottom, like I just did on the review, but we'll do it on the coaching call. The second thing I'm going to do for you on the coaching call, and it's via Skype or FaceTime. It's your choice. We can bring up FaceTime and do it through that. We can do it through Facebook Messenger, however's best for you. We'll cover a plan of action, everything that you need to fix in the store on any of the platforms that you have. We'll also talk about how to add any platforms that you want to add. So if you are not on Posh or not on eBay or not on Amazon or not on one or the other, we'll talk about cross-posting programs like List Perfectly. We'll talk about things that you can add, things that are relevant for one platform that may not be good on another platform. We'll talk about social media. We're going to go over all of this on your coaching call. They're usually 30 to 45 minutes long, and that's what I try to keep them to. But 45 minutes is fine. So that is, we'll go, I'll email you this before the call, and then we'll go over all of it during the call. And then the last thing we'll do on the call is we will cover your numbers. We'll screenshot them. We'll write them down. And then we'll put up and set up goals for you to hit each week and over the month and over 2 months and 3 months. And so we'll check back with each other 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days to make sure that you are hitting those goals and sticking to it. You're also going to be on the accountability sheet, which if you've never seen my accountability sheet, let me share that with you really, really quick. The accountability sheet is a sheet where you can fill out, your numbers here. you can see mine, what you want to accomplish for the day and how many you accomplish each day. And then at the end, it totals it up and gives you a percentage. Let's go back here to this one. It tells you what percent of that goal you accomplished. And so by being in that 2020 group and getting a plan of action and putting down those goals, and I'll help you set up those goals, you then track them. And I can see, scrolling down, I can see everyone's goals that are filling them out. And I'll see if you're actually hitting those goals or not. If you're not, then we'll know, right? We'll know right away. So it's really important that you know that. How much does the store? Oh, so I just told you it's the store review. I need to drill down more into those eBay stats. Yeah, it's important that you track. eBay tracks these numbers for a reason. It's so important that you actually keep an eye on what items are getting views, what items are not getting views, how many views you're getting. Are your views up or are your views down? Some of that could be because of not listing. Some of it could be a bad month. Some of it could be slow sales. These are things you have to keep an eye on, and there's reasons that they give you these numbers. There's reasons, right? There's reasons. So that's awesome. Great questions, guys. I appreciate that. So with that being said, hopefully if you're watching this later, you rewatch it, go through your store, fix that stuff that you need to fix. And if you have any questions, please comment it below. Email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. Go ahead and work on your social media. Pre-order the Social Media Mastery Program from March 31st is when it's going to release officially, the pre-order. That's going to be the day it drops in your email box, and it's going to be worth every penny of the $19. I promise you guys, your social media life's going to change. Imagine if you just started making $100 a month off social media from the $19 you spend with me. That means you're going to make $1,200. You're going to make another $900 this year on a $19. How about that ROI, right? That return on investment is going to be amazing. So if you just started on eBay, what would you recommend to start with? Like what items? Jerry Avram just asked what items. Clothing is abundant and easy. Video games are great. Sell-through rate, remotes, small electronics, test them. There's plenty of things you can start with. If you're doing lightweight items, that's probably the best to learn shipping. Heavy items is a little bit difficult, but besides all that, I think that's what I've got for you guys today. I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out. I appreciate you asking questions. I appreciate you, always supporting me and being here. And I look forward to working with everybody on the 31st for social media. So we just went over an hour, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll save this as a replay. Everyone can watch it. And if you have future questions, concerns, comments, as always, down below, or my email is rockstarflipper@gmail.com. And I'll let you guys get back to your day. I have a lot of work to do. Thank you again, and I will see you a little bit later tonight and tomorrow. If you get the videos for the 2019 social media, no. AC, great question. The 2019 into 2020, that package, these are going to blow those out of the water. These are going to go in depth into everything that is going to absolutely show you how to take advantage of social media. These are like nothing I've ever made before, and you're gonna thank me for them later. Trust me, I appreciate it. Spalston, I appreciate that 2020 package comment, buddy. I really, really do appreciate you with that kind words. So have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.